The Sister Wives world has just been rocked by an emotional bombshell as Meri Brown reportedly declared she is done with Christine forever. Fans who once hoped the former Sister Wives might rebuild even a fragile bond after years of tension are now reeling as Meri's explosive words suggest the rift has reached a point of no return. This isn't just another disagreement, it's a fiery declaration that the door has slammed shut for good, leaving the Sister Wives community stunned, divided, and desperate to know what really went down between these two women who once shared a life, a faith, and a family. The world of reality television has never been short on drama, but the women of Sister Wives have consistently managed to take it to levels that even the most seasoned fans could not have imagined. For over a decade, the Brown family has invited viewers into their polygamist household, revealing not only the challenges of managing plural marriage but also the intricate, often painful dynamics that unfold between wives, their husband, and their children. Now, as the anticipation for Season 20 builds, a new storm has erupted, and at the center of it all stands Meri Brown. Her fiery words toward Christine Brown have ignited a wave of shock, speculation, and debate among fans. "I'm finished, and this time I mean it." This explosive declaration did not come lightly. Over the years, viewers have seen Meri struggle with her role in the family, her strained marriage to Cody, and her rocky relationships with the other Sister Wives. Yet, through the ups and downs, there was always a sense that Meri tried to keep the peace, often biting her tongue for the sake of family unity. But this time feels different. This time, Meri is drawing a line in the sand, and that line is directed straight at Christine. To understand how this feud has reached such a boiling point, it is necessary to trace back through the history of these two women and their fraught relationship. From the earliest episodes of Sister Wives, Meri and Christine were never exactly close. Their personalities clashed in subtle ways that fans noticed long before the more obvious battles began. Meri, as the first wife, carried a sense of pride and authority that Christine often felt undermined her own value. Meanwhile, Christine's bubbly, outspoken nature sometimes rubbed Meri the wrong way, leading to quiet resentments that built over time. For years, those resentments simmered under the surface, occasionally boiling over into disagreements that were quickly patched up for the cameras. But viewers who paid close attention could see the fractures forming, hairline cracks that would one day explode into a chasm. Christine's decision to leave Cody was the first major turning point. When she boldly declared that she was finished with her plural marriage and moved on to build a new life in Utah, many fans applauded her courage. She was hailed as the wife who finally broke free from Cody's control, choosing independence and happiness over loyalty to a marriage that had long been failing. But while fans cheered, Meri's reaction was far more complicated. On one hand, she had often expressed her own frustrations with Cody, even acknowledging that their marriage was essentially over. On the other hand, she seemed almost offended that Christine would be the one to take such a dramatic stand. It was as if Christine's exit not only exposed Cody's failures but also highlighted Meri's inability to walk away herself. This dynamic laid the groundwork for an ongoing tension between the two women that only grew more intense with time. Christine's life after leaving Cody seemed to flourish. She quickly entered into a new relationship, remarried, and shared glowing updates about her fresh start with fans on social media. Her happiness became a symbol of liberation for viewers who had long wanted to see one of the wives escape the shadow of Cody Brown. But for Meri, who remained tethered to the family in one way or another, Christine's joy appeared to be a thorn in her side. Insiders have revealed that Meri felt Christine's public declarations of freedom were less about personal growth and more about rubbing salt in the wounds of those who remained. According to these sources, Meri saw Christine's frequent interviews, Instagram posts, and television confessions as a subtle form of gloating, an attempt to show the world that she had won the divorce from Cody while the others had lost. To make matters worse, Christine reportedly made comments behind the scenes suggesting that Meri should follow her example, further stoking Meri's anger. The tension finally erupted in what fans are now calling the declaration of war. During a recent filming session for Sister Wives, Meri confronted Christine with words that shocked even the producers. She accused Christine of being manipulative, self-serving, and dismissive of the struggles the rest of the family continued to face. And then, with an intensity that no one had ever seen from her before, Meri declared, "I'm finished, and this time I mean it." Those words have sent shockwaves across the fandom, sparking endless debates about what exactly Meri meant. Was she finished with Christine specifically, vowing to cut ties with her forever? Was she finished with the family altogether, finally ready to step away from the shadow of Kody Brown? Or was it both, a complete rejection of everything that had once defined her place in the plural marriage? To understand the weight of Meri's declaration, one must consider the emotional toll the past few years have taken on her. As the first wife, she once held a position of unique importance in the family. But her relationship with Kody began to deteriorate years ago, with Kody openly admitting that he no longer had romantic feelings for her. Their marriage became more of a friendship, or even a business arrangement, than a true partnership. This left Meri in a state of limbo, legally divorced, emotionally abandoned, yet still tethered to the family through years of history and her own loyalty. In contrast, Christine's decision to leave gave her a sense of closure and empowerment that Meri has never fully experienced. Fans have often wondered why Meri continues to linger in the orbit of the Browns when she clearly deserves more. And perhaps in confronting Christine, Meri was not only expressing anger but also jealousy, frustration, and regret. Christine had the courage to walk away, while Meri has remained stuck in the painful in-between. The fallout from this confrontation has been immense. Christine, never one to back down, reportedly fired back at Meri with equal ferocity, insisting that she has every right to celebrate her newfound happiness. Christine has long been beloved by fans for her authenticity and emotional honesty, and many viewers have taken her side in this dispute. Social media is filled with comments praising Christine for living her truth and criticizing Meri for what they see as bitterness and resentment. The producers of Sister Wives are reportedly thrilled by the drama, knowing that this confrontation will become one of the central storylines of the upcoming season. With ratings always in need of a boost, the explosive feud between Meri and Christine could be exactly what the show needs to capture viewers' attention once again. But behind the cameras, the tension is no laughing matter. The once fragile but present bond between Meri and Christine now appears to be shattered beyond repair. What makes this situation particularly tragic is the history that these two women share. Despite their differences, they once stood side by side in support of one another during the early years of their plural marriage. They navigated pregnancies, child-rearing, and the challenges of sharing a husband together. There were moments of laughter, moments of shared struggle, and moments of genuine connection. But now, those memories seem overshadowed by bitterness and betrayal. As for Kody Brown, his role in this feud cannot be ignored. While the confrontation was between Meri and Christine, the root of their conflict lies largely in his treatment of them both. His open favoritism of Robyn, his lack of accountability in the breakdown of his marriages, and his refusal to mend fences have all contributed to the fractures between the women. In many ways, Meri's anger toward Christine may be misdirected frustration with Kody himself. But after years of swallowing her emotions, it seems easier for her to lash out at Christine than to once again confront the man who has repeatedly rejected her. Looking ahead, the future of Sister Wives hangs in the balance. If Meri truly means that she is finished, this could mark the end of her journey on the show. Fans have speculated for years about whether she would leave, and her declaration may finally signal that moment. Meanwhile, Christine's life outside of the Brown family continues to flourish, making it unlikely that she will be heavily involved in future seasons beyond occasional appearances. The irony, of course, is that the very family that once claimed to be an example of unity and faith has become a symbol of division and conflict. What began as a bold experiment in plural marriage has now unraveled into a cautionary tale about jealousy, favoritism, and the impossibility of maintaining harmony when love is spread too thin. Meri's declaration of war is not just about her feud with Christine, it is about the failure of the entire system that brought them together in the first place. For fans, this drama is both heartbreaking and captivating. They have invested years into following the lives of the Browns, and watching the relationships collapse has been like witnessing a slow-motion car crash. Yet, there is also a sense of catharsis in seeing the truth finally come out. No more pretending, no more false smiles for the cameras. This is raw, unfiltered reality, and it is what makes Sister Wives one of the most compelling shows on television. In the weeks to come, more details about Meri and Christine's feud are sure to emerge. Producers will carefully edit the footage to maximize the drama, and interviews will shed light on the emotions behind the explosive words. But for now, one thing is certain. Meri Brown has drawn a line in the sand and there is no going back. Whether she is truly finished with Christine, with the family, or with the entire chapter of her life that has defined her for so long, fans will be watching with bated breath. And perhaps, in a way, this is the closure Meri has needed all along. By finally standing up and declaring that she is done, she may be opening the door to her own freedom. Freedom from the pain, the resentment, and the endless comparisons. For years, she has been stuck in the shadows of others, but now, with one bold declaration, she has stepped into her own story. Season 20 of Sister Wives promises to be the most explosive yet, and Meri's fiery words will undoubtedly be the centerpiece of it all. Fans will tune in not just to watch the drama unfold, but to see whether Meri truly follows through on her declaration. Will she walk away for good, or will the cycle of conflict and reconciliation continue? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear: the war between Meri and Christine has changed the Brown family forever. For years, the lives of the Brown family have played out in front of millions of viewers who have followed Sister Wives since its premiere. The show has always promised a raw and unfiltered glimpse into the realities of plural marriage, but what it has delivered in recent years goes far beyond what even the most invested fans could have anticipated. What was once portrayed as a story of unity, faith, and resilience has crumbled into a spectacle of anger, heartbreak, and bitter rivalry. The center of this storm now stands Meri Brown, the first wife of Kody Brown, who has shocked fans with an explosive declaration aimed directly at her longtime sister wife Christine. With fiery words that echoed through the set and reverberated across social media, Meri roared, "I am done with Christine forever!" The phrase has ignited shockwaves across the fandom, leaving fans reeling, confused, and deeply invested in the unfolding drama. To grasp the significance of Meri's outburst, one must understand the complicated and layered history between her and Christine. From the earliest episodes of the series, it was clear that these two women were never natural allies. Meri, as the first wife, occupied a unique role in the family, one that came with pride but also isolation. She carried the burden of being the foundation upon which Kody built his plural marriage, yet she often struggled with sharing her husband and maintaining harmony with the wives who followed. Christine, who entered the family later, came in with an entirely different energy. Her upbeat, outgoing, and opinionated nature contrasted sharply with Meri's guarded and serious demeanor. While Meri sought control and stability, Christine thrived in chaos and emotion, often wearing her heart on her sleeve. These differences created tension from the beginning, but for years, both women managed to suppress their conflicts for the sake of presenting a united front. Cracks began to show as the seasons progressed. Christine frequently expressed frustration at feeling underappreciated, particularly when it came to her role as a homemaker and mother. Meri, meanwhile, struggled with her own identity as her marriage to Kody unraveled. Their interactions often carried an undercurrent of resentment, with subtle digs and strained smiles that revealed just how tenuous their bond really was. What might have been dismissed as minor disagreements in earlier years grew into open clashes as the family's structure began to collapse. When Christine made the bold decision to leave Kody and strike out on her own, the fragile relationship between her and Meri was shattered entirely. Christine's departure was hailed as a courageous step by fans who had long rooted for her independence. She relocated, found love again, and built a life that was entirely separate from the shadows of plural marriage. Social media lit up with cheers and admiration for Christine's bravery, and many saw her as the embodiment of empowerment after years of being overlooked and undervalued. But for Meri, Christine's exit carried a different meaning. It was not simply about leaving Cody, it was about breaking the bonds of sisterhood that had been the backbone of the family for decades. For Meri, who had endured years of rejection from Cody yet remained tethered to the family unit, Christine's decision felt like abandonment, betrayal, and perhaps even an unspoken challenge. Behind the cameras, insiders report that Christine was not shy about celebrating her freedom. Her constant updates on Instagram, her interviews about finding new love, and her candid remarks about being so glad to be free of Cody were refreshing to fans but rubbed Meri the wrong way. Meri reportedly felt that Christine's joy was being paraded as proof that she had made the right choice while the rest of the wives were left looking weak or foolish. Christine's subtle digs about the dysfunction in the family only deepened the wound. And then came the moment that fans will remember as the breaking point. During a tense filming session, tempers flared in ways they never had before. Meri, who has long been seen as the wife who silently absorbs pain and rarely lashes out, finally exploded. Her voice shook, her expression hardened, and she told Christine in no uncertain terms, "I am done with you forever." Crew reportedly froze in shock, while the other wives sat in stunned silence. Cody himself looked blindsided, though some argue his years of favoritism toward Robin may have indirectly fueled this battle between the women he neglected. The fallout from Meri's declaration was immediate. Online, fans flooded forums and social media with reactions ranging from disbelief to sympathy. Some sided with Christine, arguing that Meri was projecting her frustrations with Cody onto the one woman who had the courage to leave. Others defended Meri, insisting that her anger was justified after years of feeling belittled by Christine's gloating and disregard for the family bonds that still mattered to her. The hashtag Team Meri began trending alongside hashtag Team Christine, splitting the fanbase in a way that mirrored the split within the Brown family itself. Meri's words carried more than just anger, they carried finality. She did not simply say she was upset with Christine or that she needed space. She declared she was finished forever, a phrase that resonated with fans because it hinted at an irreversible break. In a family where reconciliation and second chances were always part of the narrative, this moment felt different. Felt like the closing of a door that could never again be opened. For those who have followed Meri's journey, this was both heartbreaking and empowering. For years, Meri has been portrayed as the outcast wife.